Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to go
Nick, you want to
Safe
jump
travel.
on the seat? I think we might lose a model. You jump
Bye,
in
sweetheart.
Jackie's seat. Awesome. Hey. Well, welcome back to
Beautiful.
our final
Thank you so
stream
much.
of today, day one of Cine Gear 2021. We're at the Atlas Lenscope booth. That's booth 701. If you're
Yeah, me
planning
too.
on coming tomorrow, or if you want to just run over here right now, you could try and make it. Doors are open. And what I'm going to do right now is present the Classic Orions. So these are the original Orion series that we developed, and show you some of the looks, the classic characteristics that they have. So we've established a couple lenses to present here. We have the 100 millimeter. I'm going to walk a little bit over there. The 32. I'll pull these in. And then the 65 is already on the camera prep. So I got these three focal lengths I'd like to go through quickly and maybe point out some of my favorite things about each one of those.
What's up?
So we got Dan Keynes here in chair left, and Nick Vera
And we
chair
have
right.
Guy Linnae.
I'll
Can you
cut
be the
to
avatar
the,
and ask questions?
We'll cut to the feed.
Ask questions.
So want to make sure there's confirmation that we're getting
Ask
streamed
me
now.
questions
on
like
the
you've never heard of these lenses.
monitor
Like, what do you
itself.
want to know about a
Is
lens?
that okay?
Ask him.
I'm waiting.
He'll give
Kim's
you a
going to give me a
tour.
thumbs up. Oh yeah.
We got Guy Linnae
All right, so we got
live in
Nick
the
here.
chat.
Go ahead and hit that with a flare. We'll start with the flare.
We're live
All right,
streaming
so
on YouTube.
the 65 being the first one of the set that was developed. We really kind of went through and determined, do we want this classic flare and what color do we want it to be? We determined that, one of the classic mag fluoride looks from even the early 60s, the technology has remained the same, and we can utilize that to taste and not get an overly saturated false flare, but rather an organic flare that's truly coming from the
Oh,
cylinder.
you got the special thing.
So everything you see here is as it would have been done in those early days. That was an early decision. Another thing is the breathing characteristics that I really like about the lenses. They're subtle. Each one's a little different. And maybe the 65 actually shows one of the most breathing. You can see how as I focus closer, the room kind of expands. So you don't lose field of view. It's in sort of reverse mode of typical spherical. The next thing I really
We like to call that operator-centric breathing. So if you're trying to pan over, you can actually carry someone into the frame easier. So it's designed to be operator-friendly.
And here I'm just trying to hit on some finer details. Wide open, let's see if we can go there. This lens has a little bit of some haze, residual spherical aberration.
Hi, we're streaming right now.
Yeah, you're good.
You're
Joining
good.
the stream here. No problem. Cool analog TV that Dan helped set up, streaming some of the
Some mysterious teaser footage.
that's coming through broadcast or capturing from some remote location. So I'm going to pan back. Again, it's just about the breathing, the bokeh shape itself, of course, 2x bokeh. And as you stop down, you'll see some bokeh chop at the sides and stuff, but when you stop down, you can clean those up to ovals pretty quick. Just jumping to a 2.8 there, everything returns back to oval shape. So the thing about going full T2 is really a consideration for the user. You don't have to use that range, but when needed, you get that extra smoky flavor. And if you don't like smoky
And a lot of
flavor,
cinematographers are using wide open aperture as contrast control, not so much as depth of field control, but for, let's say you get your perfect exposure at a 2.8, but you want to make the contrast a little more gentle, you might open up to a 2.5 or a 2.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch over now to 32.
I'll help you. I'm your assistant, so.
All right.
We'll do a little
let me
old
lock
school.
you on.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Should be locked in.
Whoop.
So switching over to another lens, we just pulled that one off, and Dan is helping me do that right now. Again, these are all the PL mount versions. We do have them in EF. You can actually swap them so you're not locked into one mount type. They are interchangeable. All right, cool. We jumped right to the 32, and as you can see, if we can jump back to the feed now on the camera, we have a different view of Dan. You can see a lot more of the room now. You can see that the general perspective distortion has changed. Maybe the face shape has changed a little bit. And I think this could be appropriate for a variety of different scenes. I find that I really like the 32 in general, just as the like a medium to wide lens, just something that you can kind of do a lot with. If I was to walk around and carry something, I always say I'd probably take the 40 with me or the 32, just because you get really crazy good fall off here. So Dan's just sitting maybe 7 feet away, maybe a little bit from that wall behind him, and I get so much separation from being right here up to him. If I go wide open, you can see, again, a little bit more of that haze we're talking about, but the details, the finer details still come through. So I'm just jabbering on. If you guys have questions about it, I think we're gonna take questions at the end, and I'll repeat any tests or anything here, or any questions. I'm gonna focus over to Nick. I'm a little backwards. I'll look at this monitor. That helps. And with the 32, you get a little bit more up and down distortion. So the room itself, you can see that ceiling bend. Let me lock my pan so I don't mess this up. All right. So you get this cool bow at the top, that anamorphic, traditional anamorphic distortion. So you can see how straight lines horizontally bow out. But if we try the same thing horizontally, so now I'm going to lock the, pull that tilt out. You can see that the vertical lines aren't changing much. I can move across the scene, and that just really helps. You can do those quick pans, even quick tilts. It's just got general characteristics that I'm familiar with and I really like. So let's switch over to the 100 now. Change it up a little bit.
All right, here we go.
This one might push you guys back in your seat a little. Let's try that.
Whoa!
So switching lenses one more time.
One more again.
I'll lock the pan there for you. A lot of people ask if you can mount the lens upside down, and no, you can't. They bleed, so just put them in upright all the time. So, all right, got the 100 in. This one's gonna close focus. What is it? I don't remember.
3 feet.
3.5. Yeah. So there's right if you lean back there, a tad. You barely. Yeah, there you go. You got it. You passed it. So we can get down. This is a good close up here. And I'm botching the shot. There we go. All right, cool.
That's so close.
Pan over to Nick. Yeah, and that's. I think you're barely at that limit. And so here's Nick, sitting really close to the wall. I don't know, maybe almost 4 feet. No, you're good like that. And again, you can see at 4 feet from that wall. Let me go wide open. Yep. Just the same thing. Get a cool, tight close up on them. And these are the classic flares again. Again, subtle, sort of teal blue. And you get wide open, you get that, do that again on the corner. You get a cool like rainbow effect. And I'm gonna stop that down. You can see how that sort of cascades, disappears. And that's really dope. I think it's just just past 2.8 to get it completely go away. So that's some internal reflection going on. These have really wide apertures to maintain that T2. That means you're gonna get a lot of extra. Dan, watch, lean back just up. There you go. That eyeball's in focus. That's all we can do. Ooh, look at that. So it's really shallow, wide open like this. His ears can't maintain focus with his eyes in focus, and I think that's pretty neat. That's just a pretty cool close-up. Do some Western close-ups with this lens here. So, check focus, yep. My favorites about this one, there is a little bit of a cool swirly bokeh, even though it's such a long focal length because of its large aperture and correction designed for field curvature. We get this kind of nice shape on the lens there, so.
Really nice image.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And
I'm Dan. This is Forrest.
I'm Summer.
Nice to meet you, Summer.
Nice to meet you.
we're demoing, we're demoing our lenses on a live stream. And trying
Feel free to ask any questions. We're happy to help. So we're streaming live, but we're
Going
happy
in
to get
with
your
it.
questions in, because questions you have are probably questions real people out in the other outside world have too.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never actually used Atlas lenses, or I rent when I'm putting on a production. I rent. And
Cool.
I've never rented. Or
What's your favorite rental house?
It depends. It varies. My favorite lenses to rent. You probably have heard this before. I like to rent the Cook lenses. I want that Cook look.
Do you like S4s or do you like the Cook anamorphics? Do you shoot a lot of anamorphic?
I like the S4s.
Okay,
Yeah.
those are fantastic lenses.
They're great lenses.
we only make anamorphic lenses here because that's like our specialty, but I love Cooks too.
Well, that's probably why you're not on my radar.
So
Yeah, because I.
Not
you want
yet.
to check if there's any
Not yet,
questions,
but
I could
yeah,
do that.
I'm like-
Wait a little bit of time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions on the streams?
Same.
So what can you tell me? What
That's
what
right.
makes you
There's a
stand-
big, okay, so in the beginning,
Well, I like
there
to
was
say
a
we're the
big push as
cinematographer's
far as
lens.
availability.
So it's.
Wanna make sure
I'm a
Mike's got the
cinematographer. I'm the co-founder of the company,
good?
and my co-founder is Forrest.
Yeah.
He's our lead designer, and we made the lenses that we wanted to use but could never attain, and at a price point that people can access, whether that's by purchasing them and using them to make money or renting them. And for a 6-lens set of Orion series, which is our debut series of lenses, it's $55,000, which is a lot of money,
Yeah.
but for a set of 6 anamorphic lenses is an incredible value. And so we wanted to make lenses that have vintage optical characteristics, but with all the conveniences of modern engineering and design. So they're easy to service. The focus and iris gears are in a universal position, so if you're changing lenses, you don't have to move your motors very much. You just have to swing them out of the way to get the lens out sometimes. And they're relatively lightweight. So if you compare to some of the vintage lenses, these are incredibly lightweight at about 5 to 6 pounds each. Yeah, please do. And they have cyan blue flares natively, but we also have a new series called the Orion Series Silver Edition, which are a limited production run of 100 lenses or 106 lens sets. And those have a neutral coating. They give them neutral flares, so the flares take on the color of whatever light source you're using, more so than the other ones.
Okay.
And they have optimized air spacing and optimized center thickness on each element that give deeper focus fall off. So you get richer through focus, which some people call 3D pop. So people will talk about Leica lenses and how Leica has 3D pop, and what they're talking about actually from a technical standpoint is through focus, which is the characteristic that the three-dimensional quality of focus can be attributed to. So you have your point of focus if it's on my iris or on my pupil of my eye. We have a 75% fall off with the Silver Edition and 25% in the foreground. And the Orion Series Classic, which are what we're showing now, have 50% in the foreground and 50% in the background.
Yeah, that's nice.
And so there's the 6 lenses in the original Orion series, 32, 40, 50, 65, 80, and 100. And they're all T2, so they're pretty fast. The 100 mil is the largest, and that weighs around 6 pounds. And the 32 is the widest. Up until yesterday, we just announced a 25 millimeter in the Orion family.
Yeah.
So that's an exciting lens.
I was
And
going to
yeah.
answer an online question. Just
Yeah.
camera real quick.
Let's get that online
That
question in there.
wrapped up. There's a question about availability. Just want to make sure that gets in there. We were asked that a lot. In the past, we know that it took a while before the time of order
Orders
to
to ship.
delivery. There was a long wait time. We're happy to announce that we have limited supply. We have stock right now, so there is availability. If you order, you can get your lenses.
Shipping as soon as next week if you pay.
Yeah, shipping is payment. As soon as you order and pay, we can get those lenses shipped out to you. So hit us up, please, if you have any questions. And join us tomorrow. We're going to be streaming more.
My pleasure.
And we'll
And
post
make sure
the
to
times
grab
in our
them.
schedule.
There's some mini slates there, and yeah, the
So
mini
thank you,
slates are the
guys.
bomb.
And we will see you
So there's the
tomorrow.
pins, and then there's those.
What do you mean the mini plate? This?
Bye-bye.
Oh, that.